I want to check in with John Schumo about New York City parking. You know what a nightmare it can be. The good news is, if you're a resident in Manhattan, parking on the street could get a lot easier, but the state legislature has to actually act in order to make it happen. John, what do you got for us?
Bill, this is happening because people from New Jersey are impatient and don't want to sit in Midtown traffic and or cheap and don't want to pay for parking in Midtown in the garage. So here's what happens. Drivers cross the George Washington Bridge, park in northern Manhattan, and take the subway downtown. Well, guess what? The same thing is happening in the Bronx with Westchester residents and in Queens with Long Islanders who are fed up with the Long Island Railroad. These out-of-towners are taking up coveted parking spots, and as you said, the city council now wants to do something about that. Two bills were introduced today. One would create a residential parking program citywide. The other would only affect Manhattan north of East and West 60th Streets. Both pieces of legislation are very short on further details. The bills are simply designed to force the city's Department of Transportation to study and develop this idea. So we don't know important things like how much it would cost residents to get these permits, how many spots would be reserved if the citywide plan went into effect. Would it be only in effect during certain hours of the day? How much is the fine if you park where you're not supposed to be? Bill, important to point out, this idea is not new. The city council passed a similar bill back in 2011. Mayor Bloomberg tried to do the same thing in 2008. In both cases, the idea died in Albany. For some ridiculous reason, home rule takes over here, and the state must give its blessing for these bills to become law. Mayor de Blasio, by the way, said he will review the matter. So no commitment there from the mayor just yet. Bill?
Let me ask you quick, have there been, in terms of the speculation in Albany, are there legislators coming out saying, this is a bad idea, we don't want to do this? Or are they sort of silent on it?
They're silent on it because their interests are protecting their own constituents. So if you're in Westchester, you don't want to upset the apple cart because commuters like getting to the Bronx and taking the subway. Same thing with Long Island. But it goes to the general point. Why does someone in upstate, still in this town, Cheektowaga, outside of Buffalo, why should they have any say in what happens in Astoria?
That's a good point. All right, let's bring back the A-plus panel for tonight. Matt Rooney is with us. He is a Jersey lawyer and the founder of the Save Jersey blog. Serena DiMasso, Republican member of the New Jersey State Assembly, and Peter Brown, Democratic member of council in Linden. Serena, I'm going to start with you. This seems like a no-brainer. Residents need to be able to park. You get home from work at night, you want to find a spot.
Absolutely. So I'm really confused why it has to go to Albany. I mean, maybe there's because it's a fiduciary component to it, but it's going to be deadlocked for the exact reasons John said, that they're not going to pass it because they don't really care about Lower Manhattan and they don't care about those residents in the grand scheme of things. I think that maybe the best thing they can do is probably not charge residents, and then maybe you get around it.
Peter, smart thing for the city. It could be a revenue raiser and, could guarantee them spops.
Definitely a smart thing to do. I mean, this is things I think all cities that are located on a train line experience. So not only do I think that New York should push through with this, for the state legislators that have a problem, because they're worried about people from Bronx and other areas parking in their constituents, look at the possibility in their plan of building parking garages on the outside of some of these areas. This is an issue where hometown rule I know has an effect, but look for some type of compromise.
But it looks like I know that when you go there's plenty of parking garages, just people don't want to pay to park their car all day long. They just park them free on the street.
Follow the money?
Yeah, follow the money. Although we're in, Bill de Blasio's second term right now, and people are still using cars in New York. Not very green. I mean, that would be the way past this, right? Yeah, I thought everybody was riding a bicycle.
Using Uber. Exactly. All right, got to leave it there. Thanks, guys.